All right, y'all, what's going on? Let's see. I'm gonna get this thing going. I got to get back on at 7 again, man. I got to get back on at 7 o'clock time. I've been cutting it later and later, man. I got to get back on my 7 o'clock grind. Can't keep on doing these late ones here. What's up, y'all? Let's see. Just got a few things to talk about, man. Let's see. We definitely got this PFL to talk about. I mean, I ain't even gonna spend too much time on this PFL because it wasn't like you know what I mean. This card, PFL card, is the same old thing now, right? And I want to talk about that. Let's see, Marcus Bell, what's up? Zaman in here. Coach, what's going on? He said he loved that music. Yeah, man, I had to bring back the music. StreamYard gives you that option to use music now, so that's good. You can use your own music. I ain't always got to pull out the OBS. BJ, what's up? He said duck. What's the duck for, BJ? Zaman? Crazy. All right. But yeah, man, what are we gonna talk about, man? This weekend wasn't really like popping in WMMA. There's just some things I want to discuss about most of y'all's girl out there, Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, she's the queen. She's a so-called queen of WMMA, right? The queen of MMA. Yeah, the queen of WMMA, whatever you want to call it. That's what she said, right? And she said 3 Brazilians. I don't know why she got to say all of that. I mean, why couldn't she just say 3 fighters? That's just me and how I think. I mean, 3 Brazilians are chasing her. 3 Brazilians, 2 of them. Well, you know what? No, three with legit resumes. 3 legit hardcore fighters. 2 of them considered great ones are really running from somebody with the resume of Kayla Harrison. I just want people to think about that before people start jumping on me about Kayla Harrison, which some of y'all do. I'm just saying, I'm breaking it down for y'all. Like Cyborg, Nunes. That's all I got to say. These 2 fighters right here, they running. They running from somebody with the resume and somebody with the skill set of Kayla Harrison. For real? For real? That's all we just going to think about that for a minute. But yeah, I want to talk about it. And then, of course, Lucy Pudilova. We'll talk about Lucy Pudilova, Wu Yanan, and some of these fighters that just don't jump on it. They just don't jump on the opportunity they're given. You just don't see the improvements in them. I mean, Wu Yanan 1-5 in the UFC. Come on, man. Some of that stuff gets kind of disappointing sometimes. It just gets disappointing. You see the fighters show up, look the same every time, no improvement. So I want to discuss that. And then you got Dakota Ditcheva. She's a new one. They're gonna build her up too. So I just want to follow her because they got the new flyweight division coming out in PFL. This is a new division they building up here, so I want to discuss it. They got their fighters they picking. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I like Dakota though. I like her. I like the performance too. But they ready to build up a superstar. I'm telling you, man. Sink, what's up? She said Pacheco was running from him. That doesn't even make sense. Right. Yeah, she said 3 Brazilians. I'm like, why would Pacheco be running? She's knocking people out and she's secured her spot in the finals, right? So she's not one to run. No, she ain't talking about Juliana Pena because she's not Brazilian. So who else can she be talking about? Who else really called her out, right? And BJ said Pacheco was 0-2, right? This time around, I don't know. Pacheco might win it. Pacheco better go in there and use everything she's been using, and she better not show any respect to Kayla Harrison if she really wants this victory. I know last time out it was a weight issue. That's what they say, right? Mojo, what's up, man? Mojo in the building. Marcus Bell said Kayla's gonna fall like Brock Lesnar. Dang, wow. BJ said I'll be glad when Kayla Cyborg hunts that nose. Dang, a big nose. Yeah, Tanisha Tennant. Tanisha Tennant, that's one that the UFC needs to call. And they needed more bantamweights in here, right? But yeah, man, let's look at this. So yeah, PFL this past Friday, they've been building up a new division. They got a new division going down, new flyweight division. You know, they see that everybody's loving the UFC flyweight division. And I think it's a division that's easy for a lot of the women to make. You got Bellator, their flyweight division is it's really their main division, right? Like besides, I mean, yeah, you got featherweight, but what's featherweight? They got 7 fighters on their roster now. Wild Tiger, what's up? They got 7 fighters on their roster now in Bellator's featherweight division. So really, they're only thriving division in Bellator's flyweight as well. You know, so flyweight's really like the main division across everybody's board, across the board now. So now you got Dakota Ditcheva, young undefeated fighter. Yeah, I've seen a few of her fights. You know, she's pretty tough, scrappy. Came in here, made some easy work of what's her name, Hasna Gabriel. You know, kneed her in the body a couple times, and Hasna looked at the referee and said, "I don't want no more." You know, so now she moves on to 6-0. You know, she's got a killer instinct about her. I like it. You know, she's tough, good clinch fighter, good Muay Thai skills. You know, she's got some good attributes about her. She's 5'8". You know, she's kind of long, got that long frame, but she got some power. You know, so yeah, she's definitely somebody I can believe that they're gonna, you know, invest in. You know, they want to invest in a fighter like this and build her up because you know she brings excitement. You know, looking at her resume, yeah, she's been through one organization. You know, I don't think too many people seen this. It's a women's organization. It's PAWFC. I saw her fight on that card. You know, they had a card earlier this year. Seen her fight on that card. She's fought for UAE. That's where Manone's came from. You know, Manone came from. Casey O'Neill, fighters like that. But she's still young, so you know, I think she's still growing, and you know, she's still kind of growing into her frame and her strength, and still building her skills. But what I've seen from her now, on the level she's on, she's got some good things going for her. She definitely got the finishing factor going for her. Brian, what's up, man? Wild Tiger, what's going on? BJ said Juju would smash her. You know, it's a possibility too, because you know Juju is tough like that. You know, she is tough, but I'm not going to knock Dakota right now. You know, she's a good fighter. You know, she's a good fighter. She's, you know, earned her 6-0. I mean, there's a couple girls on her resume. You know, you would say, yeah, Juju would beat that girl too. You know, you say, oh, Juju could handle that girl as well, but she's not. Hey, she ain't no pushover. She ain't no pushover, BJ. I'm just saying, like, I know that's your style. You favoring that style, but Dakota, clean striker. She works on her defense and she measures her range well. Hey, you never know what could happen. But I want to see who else they're going to add to this flyweight division in PFL. Like, who they going to bring over? They're going to go ahead and bring over Wu Yanan. You know, Wu Yanan, I know she's a bantamweight, but she might have to move down, fight somebody like Dakota, help build up her resume, right? Because I don't even think PFL has like a full flyweight roster yet, right? I'm about to look at that. Hold on. Let's see, PFL flyweight. Let's see. Sink said Juju would beat O'Neal in my opinion. Dang. He said Juju would beat Casey O'Neill. Let me see. Juju versus Casey. I ain't gonna lie, I like what Juju does on the ground a little bit more than Casey O'Neill. I like Juliana Miller's groundwork. Not just her groundwork. I like her aggression. Like something about that strength too. Like she's fit too. Like she is fit, physically fit. Like, yeah, Juliana Miller is a wide frame, wide shoulders, and she's also muscular. Like if you see her abs and her core, she has got a nice build for the flyweight division, and I think she knows how to use it. Like she knows how to jump on these girls and put them down and lay on them and beat them down. Like I think physically she's a little bit more intimidating than Casey O'Neill to me. Like I don't really see any soft spots on her. Like even like the body, like body shots, I think might be a good way of breaking Casey O'Neill down. But if you look at Juliana Miller, even like just looking at her most recent post, like I was just looking at I think she was doing like a backflip in the pool. Like she's athletic. Girl's athletic. And she's got a good shape about her. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Well, yeah, if you go to her Instagram, you'll see it. Even, yeah, like in her downtime, she stays in shape. You don't really see her blowing up. Like every time I've seen Juliana Miller, even when she's not fighting, she's always in shape. She's always in shape. So I give her that definitely. Like, of course, you got stuff to work on, but yeah, physically, I think she's very disciplined in that manner. Singh said, for real, comma, that strength is crazy. She was stronger than Brogan, which surprised me. Yeah. Brogan never really stood out to me as like a strong fighter. I thought she was just more well-rounded than Juju at the time. And, she had experience, but I've seen like Aaron Blanchfield handle her too. Like Brogan never really stood out to me as somebody like that strong. But when I seen how Juju handled Kayla Neal, I was pretty much like, that's going to be a wrap. Like Kayla Neal is probably like one of the more physically fit fighters in there. And the way she handled her, I was like, oh yeah, I don't think Brogan's going to have much of a leg to stand on against Juju in that fight. But yeah, Dakota though, she's like I said, she's not a pushover. She's definitely not a pushover. I think PFL kind of, I'm going to be honest, I think they have the same agenda with her as they do as Kayla Harrison though. So you might not see her tested against really, really tough, scrappy fighters for her next 2 or 3 fights. They might bring over some flyweights to kind of build up her name, get her some more finishes just to kind of build them up, because they know Kayla Harrison is going to be out soon. Kayla said this is, I think, her last season. She says she'll continue to fight for him, but she says her last season. But they're going to need another face, right? So they're going to be looking to build up Dakota, build her up the same way. And, she has a look about her too. So they'll want to push somebody like her next. But I don't see like a full roster here. I mean, does anybody else know who signed on to fight for their flyweight division? She was like the only one they mentioned as a big name. That's why I knew they were just building her up, because I didn't see like a whole bunch of names signed. Gabrielle said probably the girls who don't get the Dana White Contender Series that are flyweights. Yeah. Her reach. This girl's reach. Dakota got a long reach. She's got a 70-inch reach. She's about 5'8", so she's up there like with Caitlin Chikagan in there. Let's see. Yeah, they both got dog though. I ain't gonna lie, BJ. Yeah, they both got dog. Brian said the thing about Juju is that she works. She's realistic about where she is in the hard work. She has a head to become the fighter she wants to be. Yeah, I don't knock Juju. Like you can hear me talk different about Juliana Miller than some of the other fighters. I'm gonna just say that. I ain't gonna mention the name because it's gonna get BJ riled up if I mention Casey O'Neal's name. But no, I like what Juju's doing. Like, she ain't calling nobody out. She just working. She tough. And yeah, you said work on that jab with the long arms. Yep. He said I think she definitely needs to improve, but she has a potential to beat her. Yeah, like she's got the goods to step up and get a 15 spot. I think as long as she keeps that hard work mindset, she'll do that. Cole said, "Do you think Larissa Pacheco is a threat to Kayla Harrison? If she don't let her hands go, she won't be. But if she gets that groove going like she's been doing in her last few fights, and she takes those chances and she goes for Kayla's chin early, fights, so pumps a jab out, and then boom, steps in with her left hook or right hand, she could be a threat. She could finish it. But if she's not gonna initiate takedowns herself and try to get Kayla's respect, and she fights behind her like some of these other strikers are doing, I don't see her being a threat. But what I've been seeing her do, that's what she has to continue to do in this type of fight. I mean, this is her third time with Kayla, so we'll see. Third time's a charm. I don't know. We'll see. Zama said, but Juju owns amateur like Casey right now. Things I think a good teep with Juju too would be crazy. Yeah. Like, because she's kind of got them JoJo Calderwood limbs too, so JoJo's real good at them teep kicks. So yeah, she's got a frame for flyweight. I just hope that she continues to grow and use it. Yeah, I'm looking at flyweights here. I really don't see PFL signing a bunch of flyweights. So I think they're just gonna kind of bring in who they want to bring in. Like I said, as far as to try to build her up a little bit, which is no problem. She's only 6-0 at 23. She's kind of in that same boat as like a Juju. So we'll see. I'm sure when she bags her 3-4 wins, she gets polished up, you'll see her making her way to the UFC, right? Let me see here. I'm gonna look at one of Dakota's fights from last year. Let's see. She fought for Cage Steel. And yeah, I'd say she's a pretty solid. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to turn down the sound. Yeah, she's a pretty solid striker, Footwork is pretty decent. She uses a lot of feints. I think if she steps her game up, she definitely have to work on her ground game. But yeah, she's a very tough offensive striker. Does a lot of stance switching early on. Oh, wow. She's got a nice left hook to the body, too. I'm just looking at how aggressive she is in her elbows. Dang. Of course, this girl ain't offering much, but yeah, her Muay Thai, boy. Yeah, she punches with bad intentions, though. Like, I don't know if I see her being as brutal as Manon, but because Manon's just so much bigger and stronger, but this girl is tough. Like, I don't know how she would fare against some of the grapplers, but yeah, she's tough though. Dakota's tough. So we'll see what they do here. As I'm saying, keep in mind that Brogan is a decent fighter who beat Maverick, and Juju destroyed her. Yeah. Yeah, and you got to remember, Juju's gotten better too. You got to give her credit. She's gotten better from what I've seen. All right, so this whole build up of a flyweight division in PFL, we'll see how it goes. I just was kind of doing a little research now while I was on here with y'all to see if there are more fighters, but I don't see any other fighters signed. Let's see Hasna, girl she beat, and Dakota. Unless Marcus, have you seen anybody? Marcus Bell, has you seen anybody sign here? Let's see. Nope. Nope. That's it. Yeah, they're the only two so far. All right, so we down to the finals here. Kayla Harrison and Larissa Pacheco. This time around, you know, Pacheco, she's got to get that respect, man. She just need to go in there, execute a good striking game plan like she's been doing with these other ladies. You know, back Kayla up, go for that chin, stop fighting behind Kayla Harrison. You know, don't let Kayla Harrison lead, take her down, wind up on top, letting her smother her power like she did, or don't let her lean on the cage, smother her power like she's done in the past. But Mark said, no, dang, there's no more? Shoot. I didn't think so. So I just want to see Pacheco go in there and make some noise. I ain't gonna lie. You know, me being a striking fan, I want to see her test that chin on Kayla, put some work in, and get that belt. I mean, she's been doing this. It's her third time. It's gonna be her final time to try to get a win over Kayla and maybe get the most devastating one. I just hope no issues go down with the weight like last time. You know, Pacheco was looking good all the way up until the end last time, and then boom, couldn't make weight for the finals. So Kayla Harrison winds up fighting. Who did she fight? Was it Taylor Godardo? She winds up winning. I hope that don't happen this time around. Wild Tiger say, I wonder how long the PFL will go for. I really don't know. You know, with them paying Kayla Harrison so much, but at the same time, them not having like a lot of star power, it's kind of hard to say how far they're going to go or how long they're going to be around for. It really is. You know, because you think about it, Dana White, people knock him, but he's a businessman. You know, he's got that money balanced out. So his fighters, you know, they make that certain X amount of dollars, but he's making sure that he's not going bankrupt. So, because Kayla may make more than all the women in the UFC, but gotta understand, like, he's got it balanced out, so they're not gonna lose money. But you're thinking, like, wow, she's making this much? Oh, wow. And at the same time, she already had like this huge fan base, right? Like, she's not Ronda Rousey level, but she's making millions. Wow. Nicole said Pacheco's only 27. She may have improved a lot. Yeah, I think so. I think she has. You know, I think she definitely improved. You know, she's definitely looking stronger. But I mean, power in both hands. Like, there's no reason why she should have any trouble landing anything big this time around, to me. Like, Kayla's not that hard to hit. But let's see here. But really, man, after that post fight, it was just like, oh man, like how does someone like Kayla Harrison dub herself as a queen of MMA when there's been so many before her that's laid like the groundwork? Like, I know it's just talk. I know it's just WWE banner for her. Well, yeah, WWE, whatever. But it is disrespectful to all the other ladies that's been fighting before her. Like, how can you say you are the queen when you haven't fought here, you haven't fought here, you haven't fought here, you haven't fought here, you haven't been conquering like these organizations, and you haven't even conquered like the toughest most challenging opponents out there, right? That's like any fighter in Invicta FC with a belt right now. They dub themselves Queen of MMA, right? You can't do it yet. Like everybody knows that's like the stepping stone. And everybody knows that the best fighters are gonna have to get a UFC contract to prove they're the best. Because that's the organization, that's the contract everybody wants, and that's where everybody wants to be to prove they're the best. I mean, shoot, even one FC, even if you were one FC, I'd say you were in a better standing position than just being in PFL, beating fighters that are, former Bellator fighters or former Invicta fighters or former UFC fighters, right? Like you're fighting a lot of fighters that's been around. I mean, they got experience, but none of them held world titles like the fighters you say are running from you. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, you say 3 Brazilians are running from you. Okay, one's right there in your face. One's right there in your face lined up to fight you. And then the other 2 have been doing so many other things. They've been doing so many other things for the sport of MMA period. And none of it has needed to have her name attached to it. All the things they've been doing for their legacies have put their faces on the Mount Rushmore of WMMA without even attaching her name to them, right? Amanda Nunes, why would she need to run from them? Why would she need to run whenever she's a double champion? Just got her belt back when she's fought the best fighters, fought for less money than her to prove she's the best, fought harder than her for less money. Think about that. These fighters out here fight harder than her for less money. And they take on the biggest fights. Nunes already fought Chris Cyborg, right? So it's just one of those situations you got to think about. Think before you speak. Like that type of talk doesn't really win over fans. It don't even win over haters. Like, to me, it doesn't even make me want to buy any pay-per-view with a fighter like that just to see him lose. Like, some people, they have that character. People love to hate to love. But some, you just kind of let them go under the radar. Like, that's why I haven't really done many Kayla Harrison videos, because I was just kind of waiting for her to fight somebody of significance, Like, I'm not even gonna waste time even doing a video just like bashing her. Like, I'm just doing this because people ask me about it. Like, what do I think? But after this one, it'll probably just go under the radar once again. Maybe she come along and do something different, I'll be like, oh, okay, we'll talk again. But you see me talking Whaley, hey, you see me talking Manon, those fighters that are making moves, Nunes, Chris Cyborg. I'd rather talk about Chris Cyborg's boxing match right now. That's just me. But yeah, like, that type of disrespect, it's not gonna get Amanda to come after you. It's not even gonna get Chris to come after you, because at this point in Chris Cyborg's career, she wants contracts. She wants everything worked out. She's a businesswoman now. She's not going to just sign over and just make a stupid move while you make all the money. It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense now for Chris Cyborg. You got to remember, 37, already been where Kayla's been and done so much more. 4 organization world champion, Strikeforce, Invicta, UFC, Bellator. Why would somebody like that need to run? I'm just saying. Chen, what's up? Chen said, where did Kayla come from anyway, Mike? I'm still trying to figure. It came from judo. 2-time gold medal in judo. Yeah, James. What's up, James? Yeah, 2-time gold medal in judo. But even her transition to MMA, I was looking at it. But even when I seen it, I was like, okay, I need to see more work from her. But all of a sudden, while I'm watching, everybody's just like saying, "Oh, this girl's the next big thing. She's gonna do this. She can beat Chris." This was like a couple years back, 3 years ago. I was watching. I was like, "Y'all sure about that?" Because I was looking at the people she was beating, and I was like, "Oh no!" Like people on her resume, I've seen them beaten by lower level competition before. So I was like, "Are y'all sure about this?" But, oh yeah, Kayla's the truth. I'm like, I'm not seeing it. 7-0 comes, still wasn't seeing it. I'm like, she's tough now, like strong, got a lot of good attributes about her. But I mean, when you start matching her up with like Amanda and Chris, I'm like, wow, where'd y'all come from? Where were y'all watching all this time? Right? I'm like, no, like y'all haven't been watching as long as me. I mean, I've seen what Chris Cyborg's done in the beginning of her career, like the evolution of where she's came from, who she's fought. Like these fighters Kayla's fight, there's not on the same level. I seen Amanda win and lose, the first time she lost. And I was like, we'll see if she can come back from that. And then when I seen how she evolved as a fighter, I was like, wow, now that right there is a champion to make it. But with the level that Kayla continues to fight, I'm just like, okay, she's strong, very athletic, powerful, but when are we going to see the next fighter? Like, when are we going to see this level? When are we going to see C, B, and then when you fight at A? And that's what I don't understand. Like, a lot of people really don't get it. Like, it's like high school. I said that before. Like, you have to graduate from 9th grade to get to 10th grade. You can't say, okay, I'm a 9th grader. I graduate. I want to go straight to be a senior, right? Like, I haven't really seen like the middle part of Kayla Harrison's career, like her fight and like the next level. It's just been like some older veterans that's just doing okay, but we know they can't handle that power and that size of Kayla Harrison, right? Sink said very impressive. She should use that world-class skill set in the highest level promotion in the world. Yeah, I agree, man. I feel, yeah. James said I didn't watch one fight of Kayla yet. Comment was her striking average at least or below average? I say below average. And I ain't no hate. It's below average. I can't believe you. Oh, you haven't seen one fight? But yeah, it's below average. I would say it's below average. Because, I would say Juliana Pena is just cracking. Juliana Pena's strike is average. Yeah, I would consider Juliana Pena's striking average. Even though she did what she did against Amanda at the time, I would still say, like, compared to some of these elite strikers, Juliana Pena would be average. So Kayla can't even strike like Juliana Pena to me. What do you think? Is that right? What do y'all think? Y'all think Juliana Pena, her striking is average? Y'all agree with that? It's not above average, right? I would say, yeah, average. Because Kayla, I wouldn't even say it's average like that. I don't really see her get too much done, with leg kicks or jabs. Sinks it at the most average. For Pena, yeah. For Pena, I would say it's like average because she can still do certain things with a basic jab and gets her what she needs in MMA. Like, I'm not basing this off of boxing. I know I come from boxing, but not based off boxing. I'm basing it off of what you can do with it. Like, a lot of the takedowns Kayla's getting is with her bull rush and nothing really fancy. So I can't really say it would be James. Like, no. So eventually, when she meets somebody with good takedown defense, in a good jab, she will get beat. Somebody with good footwork that can move around her. Yeah. Of course, I think Juliana has a way of making her mediocre striking work. Yeah, I agree. She does. See, Kayla doesn't really depend on it. So it's something she never really built. Like you don't really see her strike round after round. You know, she'll do little feints, so she'll throw a punch out every now and then, but it's not anything fancy. Or it's not even the striking that's intimidating fighters. It's the fact that she's going to take you down. That's what everybody's worried about. They're not worried about her hands. I mean, go back and look at her Invicta fight with what's her name, Courtney King. Courtney King was out striking Kayla Harrison a little bit. You know, I think Chelsea Chandler would crack her with that straight left hand of hers. You know, Chelsea Chandler would rock her. But yeah, Courtney King, yeah, she was landing. She was landing some good shots on Kayla before she just stopped doing what she was doing and got taken down. Wild Talk, I think, yeah, Pena's has good strike. Yeah, I'd say it's average. You know, yeah, average. That's good. Todd Johnson, what's up, man? Todd Johnson in the building. He said, "Great show. I appreciate you, man. Always coming through." He said, "I think Kayla's gonna continue to dominate PFL. She needs to step up better competition." Yeah. Even like with this fight with Pacheco Todd, I'm like, I say it's 50-50, but if she does it again, I think it's all expected, right? At this point. Let me see. James said, "Hold on, where that comment go, James? I was reading one of your comments. Oh, he said, oh, here goes combo just for you. I know you like that. Is Roxy striking average? Oh man. Um. Mm, is Roxy striking average? Let me see. Would I call her striking average? Yeah, I would say Roxy striking is average. I think her striking is better than Kayla's too, because I seen her jab. You know, I seen her jab some fighters. You know, I seen her put the jab in Macy Barber's face, and I seen her put the jab in Tyler Santos's face. She lost, but you know, she was still landing good shots. So her striking gets some things done. You know, so yeah, it's just her striking is good, man. Her striking is good, man. It's not way below average. Her striking is good. No, it ain't good. It's average. Sorry. Let me stop mixing words of it. Come on, man. You know her striking is decent. You know, she's put some hands on people. J Ball said Pena has really good timing and she's fast. I don't know if she's really good. Yeah, I'd say average. Yeah, she's got good time, but when I seen her footwork, I had to really take away from that. Like she didn't know how to adjust footwork. Uh Marcus said, speaking of Roxy's hands make Kayla's hands look not exactly. That's what if we're comparing it to that, yeah, I'm comparing it to that. Like Roxy's hands make Kayla's hands look non-existent. That's my point. That's my point, man, James. Look at you see, you haven't even watched the Kayla Harrison fight. So you don't know what I'm comparing it to. Look at Kayla. Look at Kayla Harrison's hands and compare them hands to Roxy's. Roxy was snapping the head back, man. Roxy was snapping that Macy Barber head back. And that's what I'm comparing it to. You ask, I'll say it's average compared to her. Sink said she has no lateral movement, no kicks either. No. Okay, he said, okay, Roxy striking better than Kayla. All right, then. Kayla ain't. No. Yeah, no, not on the feet. Like the Joseph Cotton fight. I thought that was a competitive fight. I thought the referee stopped it too quick. Like she wasn't even hurting that fight. It was like they knew Joseph was putting up a good fight, so they stopped it. I had somebody try to argue with me with that. And I was like, man, go back and look at the fight, man. Sink said Kayla's strike is okay, to be honest. Her grappling threat makes it work. Yeah, that's really what it is. Like, if she didn't have that, then there would be a lot of people standing with her. Like, I don't see much going on with it, though. James said, ooh, now here's a question for y'all. Will Sink, what do you think? Because James never seen a Kayla Harrison fight. So James, not James Sink, is her striking better than Ronda Rousey's? That's a trick question. I'm gonna throw a question back at y'all. I'm gonna throw it. I'm a judo toss that question back at y'all. Whose striking is better, Kayla Harrison's or Ronda Rousey's? I'll let y'all think for a little bit. Pena's flat-footed but slow footwork. That's why she completely breaks her from when she rushes out the pocket. She can be pretty good. Yeah. When she gets her footwork down, when she gets her footwork on point, like her upper body, she knows how to throw a punch. She turns those hips over good. She turns her punches over good, but it's that footwork she's got a problem with. Oh, wow. Okay, let me put this up. Okay, Brian Williams said Ronda's striking is better. Marcus said Ronda Rousey striking is better. Colton said I say Ronda, at least she was hurting girls with her power. Who was that she dropped? Didn't she drop Betch Coare with her right hand, right? Did she stop Sarah McMahon with a body shot with like a knee to the body? So I'm thinking striking. I'm talking everything, knees, kicks, punches. Yeah, was it Sarah McMahon, right? Sarah McMahon took a knee to the body and went down. And who else did she knock out? Was it Alexis Davis? Did she crack with the right hand? Or was it Sarah Kaufman? Yeah, it was Sarah McMahon. No, not Sarah McMahon. It was Alexis Davis. Yeah, Colton. Yeah, okay. Todd Johnson said that's a tough one. I think Ronda's is better. Okay. That might have been an interesting poll question. That would have been an interesting question, as or the community poll. Jay said we didn't see enough of Ronda striking, but I would say she's not garbage, but not good either. I would say average or a little below average. Depends on who we're comparing her to. We're still comparing her to Kayla. Yeah, we're gonna still compare to Kayla. So she had her looking like Mike Tyson. Yeah, Ronda's striking looks like. Yeah. It would. Yeah. Okay, I was right. Okay, yeah, that's why I said Sarah McMahon ate the body shot, and yeah, she needs Sarah McMahon, and it was Alexis Davis that got hit with the overhand right, and it was Betch Coare that got hit with the overhand right, knocked out too, right? So she's got some KOs with strikes. So I guess we could say, yeah, the hands are better, or the striking is better. James said Ronda on the mix looked decent. Yeah, I guess it did. I guess it did. That's the thing about mitts. Like mitts aren't really gonna show like your head movement and your footwork unless they're moving with you. So yeah. So I guess everybody's pretty much said it. Ronda Rousey's got better hands, and you got to remember Ronda was doing that against higher level fighters. Prime competition at the time. That was prime competition. Ronda was fighting everybody. So yeah, I never knocked Ronda's skills as far as what she was, what she was doing her career. Like, I mean, if she lacked something, I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, like, but as far as what she was doing and getting it done, I'm not one to knock that. I was never like a big fan, but I was a fan of her putting the sport on the map. If that makes sense, I was never one of them hardcore Ronda Rousey fans, but I appreciated what she did for the sport. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, she KO'd Betch Coare, KO'd Alexis Davis, TKO Sarah McMahon with the knee to the body. So yeah, I'm gonna give her. Yeah, I give her the striking credit for that because yeah, her resume still looks way better, especially with those names you finish. Um, James says so. Come on, I can tell you think Ronda's striking is average at best. Is it still better than Kayla? No, I wouldn't say her striking is average. It's almost it's still below average. Yeah, it's still below average. She just knew how to work different things. It's still better than Kayla's though. That's all. That's my point. Yeah, still better than Kayla's. So. Yeah, Cole said Ronda's the reason he started watching MMA. Yeah, uh, she brought a lot of people over. Of course, yeah, like I said, I was already watching it, but when she was able to put it on the map and bring forth more women, and coach a tough show, which would bring in more women, I I was I was loving it. I was loving it. Mark said Ronda had bantamweight looking bad the way she was beating them. Until this day, I don't think bantamweight recovered from Ronda Rousey. No, you right. Um, it's crazy too, man. Like that's some truth. There's a lot of truth to that. Like they don't have anybody in there, that can put on the same show as her, and they don't have anybody else besides Amanda that's really looking like the next big thing that's like a real well-rounded fighter either. Like I'm still waiting on some fighters that's got something to prove in there. Like you got a lot of good skilled fighters like Sarah McMahon, and Rocky Pennington. They got good things about them, but I don't see anybody ready to take that belt and dominate anymore. It's almost like what was it? Light heavyweight after Roy Jones left, right? That's kind of what the after Roy Jones, he lost in boxing. That's kind of where they're at now. He dominated light heavyweight so long when he's gone. It's kind of like them years just started. The belts just started going everywhere. Yeah, there's barely any bantamweight fights going on now, like because everybody's pretty much fought and everybody's injured and inactive. Let's see, Cat's gone. I'm just going off her resume. Sarah McMahon is still around, but her fight got canceled because Aspen Lag can't make it. Aspen Lag can barely make weight. So yeah, it's just been all over the place now. It's gonna take a while for it to recover. Even like boxing's heavyweight division, it took some years. BJ said my first WMMA fight I ever watched was Conan and Cyborg 1. That was a good fight, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was going for Conan too. Hey, I'm Marlo's Conan fan. I'm Marlo's Conan fan. Still am. I was going for Conan, man. All those Conan used to go for every time I watched her in Victor, man. Definitely got to rate her as one of my favorite fighters, man. All those Conan, boy. Love some Marlo's Conan, man. Fought everybody. Yeah, Conan was banging in there, man. Yeah, she was. She has some skills, man. Man, first cyborg fight, mm, she was in there. She was like one of the only ones that could go like past round one. She was like one of the only ones that would go past round one at the time with Chris Cyborg, right? First fight, I think, went like almost 3-4 rounds. Second time they fought, she was in there for like 3-4 rounds. So she was always banging it. I was like, come on. So yeah, she's definitely a legend, man. And she's definitely one of the ones that uh laid it down. I wanted her to whoop Misha Tate too. I was mad she lost that fight. I actually ripped that fight. I think I got that on DVD, man. Like that shows you how long ago that was. I can't remember where I got it from. I took it off somewhere, and I think I recorded it off of Showtime or something like that. And I got Marlos Cohn and Misha Tate on DVD somewhere with a whole bunch of fights with Kayla. Who else I had? Caitlin Young fights. I got a bunch of Caitlin Young fights on DVD. Y'all still know what DVDs are, right? Since I want to see Sarah McMahon again. She looked dominant in the last fight. Yeah, I do. I want to see Sarah McMahon come back. I mean, she makes 41 look good in there. So, yeah, definitely want to see her come back. Or reschedule the Aspen Lab fight. What else we going to talk about here? Just I hate Misha. I ain't hating Misha, man. You know, I just like Marlos Conan. I wanted Marlos Conan to win. James said Misha striking below average. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, James. Okay, so keeping it bantamweight. Let's keep it bantamweight. Lucy Pudilova. Shout out to Lucy Pudilova for continuing to work. Continue to put that thing put that thing together, man. You know, keep on. You know, when you got that fight, that heart, keep growing. Keep growing. Keep that fire going. And never quit. Like Lucy Pudilova got cut. Took on some fights in Octagon, you know, beat the competition there. And made her way back to the UFC. Now, whether you think she looked great or dominant yet, it's still yet to be seen. And what kind of improvements she can make against the better fighters in the division. But I got to give her credit for just laying it down and humbling herself, going back to work out of the UFC and saying, you know what, my goal is to get back there. I'm gonna prove I can better myself, and she did that, right? And she represented for WMMA. I mean, only fight on the card, on the pay-per-view card. And she said, I'm going to finish this girl. She came in with a finish mentality. And that's what you got to do. That's what Dana White wants. Like, as sad as it sounds, I love a technical fighter that can put on a, good chess match. But Dana wants finishers. He's going to want somebody that goes in there like her over a chess player sometimes, which sucks because, I like the sweet science, but he's going to take a blood and guts fighter over the chess player. And I understand why, because like in this case, since they had no other women fights, with what she did, it was a good showing because now nobody can argue and say, oh, the women aren't trying. She went in there and got a good finish. She got a good finish on a pay-per-view card. Now, if it would have turned out to be a fight like Carla Rose, I think that would have been a bad look for us. BJ said Pudilova versus Mayra Bueno Silva. That's a good fight. That's a good one. Both of them really need to be at flyweight. The more and more I think about it, but that's a good fight. Wherever it happens. Let me see. I was gonna read some. Grasso's above average. Oh yeah. Grasso's way above average. Grasso one of the best strikers in the flyweight division. TJ, what's going on? He said just tuning in, started from the beginning of the show. You really think Kayla Harrison knows Pena isn't Brazilian? Hey, you've been around this block, TJ. You know how people just You know what I'm getting at. Don't even make me go into that. You know what it is. Now you know better than that, TJ. Now you know same way people. I ain't even gonna start. I ain't even gonna start. You already know. You know what it is. Cole said the fight between Lucy and Irene doesn't get enough credit. I'm gonna have to watch that fight again. I would not be surprised though, TJ, if she didn't. That's why I said it like that. Irene Aldana and Pudilova. I gotta watch that fight again, man. I gotta watch that one again. B just said it was top 3 best MMA fights of all time. Was it like that? Was it like that, yeah? I had to watch it. Yeah. Wow, my mind. What the heck, man? You know, when you watch so many fights, it's like, wow. Yeah, okay. Okay. Was that good of a fight? Let me pull up. All right. Was that still, was it on ESPN or was it on Fox at the time? I think it's, I don't see it on ESPN Plus. Let me look on UFC Fight Pass. J Ball said, you know, good. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what Kayla Harris might think because you know how people. Like I said, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started on that. You know how some people lump some people together. I'm just saying, you know, some people like to lump brown people all together, same way they lump all Asians together, right? People confuse Japanese and Chinese, so they might see one brown person to think, oh, they Brazilian. Because I don't know who that third Brazilian is. She talking about ducking her because Pacheco was right there. BJ said he's going to be doing a round by round tomorrow. Okay, well, do it. I'm off tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, J Ball said it was Fox. Okay, it was still Fox then. Okay, I figured it was because it seemed like a while ago. Yeah, it was UFC 228. Okay, yeah, this is Fox. I just want to pull it up and save it. Wait a minute. No, this might be ESPN. Was UFC 228, was that already Fox or was that ESPN? It was Teron Woodley and Darren Till fighting. Oh man, that no wonder I forgot that fight. Andrade and Karolina Kowalkiewicz was on that, and that one knockout had me like forgetting everything. Was that Fox? I don't know. Oh man, that was the card that was supposed to have Nico and Valentina fight. Oh man, you got me going down memory lane now. This was from 2018. So Irene Aldana. Oh man, this was a great card, man. What the hell? You had Irene Aldana, Lucy Pudilova. You had Carla Esparza, Tatiana Suarez. And you had Andrade and Carolina. Oh my goodness, this is a great card, man. Now it's really coming back to me. And then you would have had Nico and Valentino on there. Oh man, that sucked. That probably would have been the best WMMA card of I won't say of all time, but it would have been like top 5 cards with WMMA matches. They were killing it with that matchup. Good. Yeah, that was a good card, man. Yeah, Nico and Valentino were on that card, man. And then you had Andrade and Carolina as the co-main event. Wow. And that's how you stay on main cards with performances like that. Yeah, BJ. Yeah, 228. It would have been even better with Val and Nico, man. Shoot, that would have been the because you had Tatiana up there, put knots on Carla's head in that fight. Oh man. Oh yeah, the Aljamain Sterling fight on there was good. Yeah, but let me save this Irene and Lucy Pudilova fight. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow too. Irene got the boxing skill. She just looked like she wanted to trade in there, huh? Yeah, I want to. I won't say it's like the greatest WMMA fight because if I can't remember it, excuse me, if I can't remember everything that happened, must wasn't. But I'm sure it was good though. Yeah, Nico versus Valentina. It would been a good fight. It would been a good fight. Wait a minute. Lucy was jabbing Irene to death in that fight. Is that true? Oh wow, yeah, I got to watch this one again, man. If I can't remember this, oh man, Lucy Pudilova was out jabbing. Well, I ain't gonna take your word, BJ. I got to watch it again, man. You know, we gonna have to watch it, man. Kind of like Bullet Catcher, where would have been a murder scene, beat her to mercy. Oh, like Nico. I don't know. Nico's pretty tough though. J Ball said Lucy had a good comeback. Okay. Brian said it was a banger. Those chicks are scrapping. Dang, you got make me want to watch the fight tonight, man. He just said she was jabbing her to death. Okay. I'm just taking a look at the first round. I can't help it. I'm just looking at the first round. I ain't gonna say nothing while I'm talking to y'all. I'm just while I'm watching, I'm streaming. So yeah, but Pudilova was doing well for herself, you know, as far as, you know, trying to get better as a fighter, but how she'll fare against some of these big bantamweights, I don't know. Because she still kind of got a long, wiry frame. You know, she's not really thick. You know, I think Pudilova, I would like to see her at flyweight. I think she can make flyweight with no problem. I mean, she would have to make sure she's on whatever strict diet she needs, or dedicated. You know, not too strict, but you know, just being dedicated. I think she can make the weight because she kind of got a similar frame to Antonina Shevchenko, and I don't know if she could really hang, man. Like with some of these girls like Sarah McMahon and Rocky Pennington, though, because you know Rocky Pennington, she's pretty strong, like physically strong, good clinch fighter, and her boxing is pretty solid as well. Because you know Rocky Pennington, she beat Irene Aldana. So when I match Pudilova up with some of these girls, man, like she's scrappy, tough. Yeah, she's a big flyweight, BJ. So I think her best bet would be to be able to make weight, take advantage of that long frame. Like, come on now. I'm gonna be honest. Look, she is not that far from Caitlin Kagan. If Caitlin can make the weight, Pudilova can make 125. She better make some room for flyweight if she want to really stay in the UFC. Shoot. But that's all I have to say. Lauren Murphy and Caitlin Kagan. If they're making flyweight and they like fighting at flyweight comfortably, Chikagan 5'9", and she ain't exactly the smallest. I mean, she looks tall and long in the cage, but when she's out of the cage, she be getting thick. You know, yeah, you know, Chikagan, you know, she gets a little thicker. So if she can make the weight, shoot, look, Pudilova needs to cut it down to 125. I think that's where her success would probably be. James Perez said, don't be surprised if the Beast doesn't get the title shot. The one eye in a fight by November in time is wrong from a known. Not sure who shows up. Maybe Grasser will get it. Oh, you know, it's all good. The Beast will get her title shot eventually. You know, ain't no rush. Ain't no rush. The Beast is still coming though. Just so you know, James. Just remember that. Because Beast is going to put notice on all of these girls, including the champion. BJ said she said her plans are going back to 125. Okay, cool. Yeah, 115 and 125 is really where it's at. And yeah, flyweight is getting better. Yeah, this first round is a good round though. Ooh, Pudilova did put the jab in Aldaini's face. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh man, she put the jab in Irene. Man, she's supposed to be the boxer. Come on, Irene. Pudilova. I know Pudilova just didn't snap the head back. Oh, let me be quiet. Oh man, Pudilova, did she just snap the head back? All right, James said it should be competitive, but she's not going home with the belt. We'll see. Man, in 2 weeks we've got the card in France, and I'm kind of sad because that was supposed to be Chikeg and Manon, or Manon and Andrade. Man, that sucks though for Manon. That would have been, that would have been lit to be on the card in France. The Cyril Gahn card. Manon she was probably going to be on the main card. Her and Andrade would have been on the main card. I mean, other than her fight, it was Cesara dos Santos. She's representing France too, but there's no other. Alan Perez, yeah, she's they just signed her too, right? So there's no other WMMA fights on the card. Dang, man, that sucks. That sucks for her though, man. She was going to be on the main card. First fight card there, right, in France, and can't even be there to represent because Andrade had to pull out. Well, Chikagan pulled out. Chikagan didn't even want to fight yet, so. All right, so James Fred substitute Chikagan Manon is what for you, 70-30 or 80-20? I probably say, in all honesty, I'm gonna say 60-40. No, 65-35. Is that right? Yeah, 65-35. I'm gonna say about 65-35. 65-35 for Manon. As you know, Chikagan still has a good, and that's why we want to see this happen. Zama said Aldana is terrible. I bet her smaller teammate Grasso consistently beats her in sparring. Wow. He said Aldana is terrible. What makes it terrible, man? He said Grasso beats her up in sparring. Yeah, this first round was pretty good. I'm gonna stop it here for a second, but Wu Yanan, man. Oh man, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, man, Wu Yanan really needs to decide if she wants to be this type of fighter. You know what I mean? Like competing, that is. Like trainer, you okay? That's fine. Gym fighter, yeah, that's good. Amateur fighter, just showing people the ropes, okay. Or just, fighting for, just the love of the martial arts. Okay, that's good. But if you're not going to be in there committing to what you have and letting your hands go and getting a good solid rhythm in a fight, especially in the UFC, hey, you're looking to get cut now. there's really no purpose, right? If you just gonna keep going into the jaws of the lion, getting crushed every time, and you see no improvements. I mean, maybe Wuyanan is trying. Maybe she is, but like, how hard though? Like, Lucy Pudilova is not the highest level in the bantamweight division. The only victory Wuyanan has got, it was against Lauren Mueller. She even lost to Gina Mazzani, and you still see her going through the same motions. Like, she won't let her hands go, or takedown defense isn't getting better. And the proof is there. So she's 1-5, right? So my thing is, when fighters just continue to look this way, you have to ask yourself, are we going to make the right improvements, or are we going to just continue to be a punching bag, whatever the level is? Like, does she really want to be there? That's my question. Like, maybe they like to build up, maybe they like the training, the sparring, but when the actual fight happens, they just like to go in there and just be there. But what is that really? You putting your life on the line every day. And because Pudilova's not playing, we might say Pudilova's lost or she's limited, but there's a difference between these two type of limited fighters, and you've seen it Saturday. Like, we see this all the time, right? Cage closes. This person here might not have the best defense. Might not have the best striking, but you see him throwing hands, though. You still see him throwing hands and coming forward and trying to get you down, take you out. But the fighter over here wants to commit 30% of the time. Do one little thing every now and then step back, and then boom, that's it for them. So the one that's a more hungry fighter, of course, is going to win, right? That's the part of MMA math that does add up for the most part. So you have to think about that. Like, do you really want to continue doing this? Like, yeah, okay, Brian said Wu is out. Okay, yeah, she's out. Yeah, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. It's not like a knock saying, oh, don't like the person. No, it's not the fact you don't like them. It's just the fact that, excuse me, drinking some water, you're not growing as a fighter. You have many chances in the UFC. So make room for somebody that wants to grow. And that's kind of what this fight was. It was, one getting better, one being welcomed back, and one being put out, right? And I'm not saying Pudilova was like top 5 material yet, but no, you see the difference. Somebody that's trying is always going to get signed. Somebody that's, improving, putting in the work to get better, Dana White's always going to look at that. Like Wuyanan, it was just a matter of time, I think. And especially with her being on the pay-per-view card and putting on that type of performance for her side, he was probably like, oh yeah, she got to go. Got to go. Yeah, Cole says she had her way with her kicks. Oh, Irene, yeah. Mojo said, yeah, Wuyanan's corner was speaking English to her. She looked confused. She didn't even have her real coaches or team in her corner. What? Wow. That's crazy. Like, what the heck is going on over there? Man? I didn't even notice that because I had the sound down when I watched it. I didn't notice. I thought they was speaking something to her and letting her know what was up, but dang, I didn't know that. That's crazy, man. Didn't even have her real coaches there. That was a big part of it because that was the one fight she needed. That is terrible. That is terrible. Yeah. She got beat, James. Yeah, Wuyanan. And then you see on the screen, I guess she got her walking papers. Well, and yeah, that's what I'm just saying, man. Like, everything has to be tight. Like, everything has to be tight. Either your team, your circle, You can't be going off fighting without your team. You got to be committed, man. Well, Uyanan's out. And now's the time to just go back and say, okay, it's time to work. Do we want to do this? Do we not? Are we going to try? We'll see, right? And yeah, James. That's exactly what I was about to say next, man. Yeah, see, you get it, man. It's like everything has to be tight. Everything has to be tight. Like your circle has to be tight. Contracts have to be understood. And this is for the fighters that's coming from overseas. This is for the foreign fighters, really. It's for anybody. But the foreign fighters, your team has to make sure you are not fighting without them. If that's your squad, they always have to be there. Contracts, somebody has to make sure this is translated so they can understand it. It has to be read and understood. So yeah, one not understanding this, one not getting instructions. Come on. And this ain't Wu Yanan's first rodeo. She's been here a minute, 1-5. So it's just the fact that not improving as a fighter. Excuse me. Okay. Cole said the bantamweight top 10 are so inactive, it's killing the division. They fight once a year at best. I know, man, it's killing it. Amanda was kicking it off with a 2-year layoff. Let me pull up the whole bantamweight division because Amanda, she kicked it off fighting GDR back in 2019 or something like that. I can't remember. 2020, 2019. Holly Holm. No. Holly Holm. Who's her last fight? Holly Holm or GDR? Before the Pena fights. Because she went on that little 2-year layoff from the bantamweight division. And who else is inactive? Let's see. Yeah, Ketlin will fight like once a year. Holly's been out for a minute, to injuries and so on. Irene ain't fighting once a year. Yana Kunasky is out for the baby. Aspen Ladd is missing weight. Or, she was tested positive one time. This time around, yeah, she tested positive. But, she was one that had missed some weight. Yana Kunasky. I said her, yeah, Rocky. Yeah, so everybody's kind of fighting once a year. But when you have this kind of space in between, yeah, it's going to be boring for fans. It's going to be boring for fans. So, yeah, thankfully they're signing some new ones, man. Yeah, Marcus, that must have been the case, right? Because, it must have been for every single fight. It must have been, man. Every single fight, that must have been the situation. But yeah, TJ, you ain't need no interpreter for that. Like I said, this ain't her first rodeo. She should have been putting that work in. All right, so okay. But yeah, that's what I really mainly wanted to talk about tonight, just the bantamweights here and Kayla and this PFL thing. But yeah, I think that Dakota Ditcheva, I think she's a young, hungry lion that's on to come up. Hopefully they give her some good competition. Hopefully they build up a flyweight division for her in PFL, or not just for her, but just for everybody that doesn't get signed to UFC. We'll see where she goes from here. Yeah, Kayla, I don't think anybody's running from her, man. Ain't nobody running from her. The fights that are being talked about or Nunes and Shevchenko. Dana wants Nunes Shevchenko because that's the real deal. Those are the queens of MMA. And that's why I said, like, it's not really something to really even acknowledge at a certain point when she says she's a queen of MMA. I heard some people comment, in that video I posted of her saying that. And I just wanted to see, like, what are people's reaction to that? Because I'm like, okay, queen of MMA. Well, while she's being a queen, Cyborg is doing her thing, and Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko, they're possibly in negotiations for a third fight, because that's the fight where we decide who really is the best, right? Singh said Home got 5 takedowns on Irene. Yes, she did. She was working that wrestling in that fight. She was working Irene on the ground. Ooh. Zama said Iana is horrible and should get cut. Oh boy. BJ, you want to defend that? Marcus said talking about if Nunes wasn't the champion bantamweight, if the bantamweight division be more competitive, it's like, why I take the pickles off my burger, it'll taste better. Yeah, man. Yeah, she was overwhelmed by Pudilova. Yeah, man, like, we are 9. Yeah, if you're getting overwhelmed by Pudilova at this point, and you still haven't built up your levels in the UFC, yeah, it's time to go. Yes, sir. Gianna's record, rankings, and accolades speak for themselves. Yeah, you heard it. You heard him, Zaman. Okay. Well, so TJ, I know TJ said when we hit 1,000. Yeah, TJ, I hit 1,000. So TJ said he wanted a 6-hour live stream, which ain't happening. Maybe a 3-hour one tomorrow or something like that. Nah, I ain't doing no 3-hour live tomorrow. Maybe I do one on Friday or something. I ain't doing no 3-hour one. Let's see. Yep, make sure you hit the like. So I wrap this thing up here in a minute. Yeah. No filter MMAs and next to push the 1K. Jane said, but for real, why top 5 women at 135 barely fight anymore? Rocky, only one who fought a couple of months ago, is Vieira. I think it just comes down to them already having fought in the past and inactivity, because there's a lot of injuries and they're getting older. Like, let's not lie. We can't tell the truth. Sarah McMahon's 41. Nice looking 41, definitely. But still, these fighters get hurt. They still get hurt. Like, just because you look good on the outside don't mean you ain't hurting on the inside, right? Like, they don't just fight to stay. I mean, they're not training and working out to stay in shape. They're working and they're taking damage in the gym. They're tearing and beating their bodies up. So this division here that's not really growing, you're just going to continue to see these women pull something, tear something, go into surgery, and then what? Have to take some time off. Holly Holm, injured. Ketlin's been injured. Who else got injured? Rocky was hurt for a bit with her knee. GDR still overseas, actually. So it's just, they're just getting older. There's just no denying it. Like, some fighters, they might take offense, but no, it's a part of the game. Getting older is just part of it. You can say you feel the same, but your performance, your inactivity will speak for itself. Yeah, GDR, not injured, but she's still overseas. I think she was hurt, but she's still overseas. I think back home. And yeah, Josiane Nunes, I don't think anything's wrong with her. They just don't have a name for her, James. Mojo said Rocky's still feeling the effects of that beatdown Amanda put on her. Oof, that was a vicious one, man. Yeah, that was vicious. The youngest ones, I think, are what Macy Chason and Aspen Ladd. They're like the youngest in the division. I think, they're like the youngest. Macy Chason and Aspen Ladd. And then even with them, like, are they really bantamweights or are they featherweights? So, 135, we talk about it, but hey, it's not what it used to be. Everybody gets older. So that's just really what it is. Just got a lot of older fighters and just got to make room for the new ones. Flyweight is popping right now because you have more youth. And it was a time when it was thriving, right? So ain't no shame in that. Like, everybody gets old. Patty Kenzie. I'm talking like top 10, but if you're talking top 15, yeah, you can throw her in there. But let me see. Kenzie is 30 now. So Patty's been around for a minute too, though. Excuse me. Yeah, Patty's been around for a while. She's been in the game for a minute too. Like, I think she started like 2011, 2012. Yeah, she's been in the game for 10 years or something like that too. I mean, like the youngest ones that you haven't seen take as much damage, it'd be like Aspen Ladd and Macy. Like, they haven't been in there fighting everybody like Pena, Nunes, Home, Aldana, Vieira, Tate. Those are all the ones that were there whenever Ronda was still around, right? Mojo said they need more tough bantamweight events. Yeah, they do. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they definitely do. They probably would have done better having one. Yeah, TJ. Yeah, Avula's out with a pregnancy. I actually want to talk about her in a video because she was, she was straight up too. She did an interesting little. Avila did a nice little post too, where she was talking about how fighting isn't a career. Like, I think she was just being honest because she was like, when you take time off, you still have to work another job. And that's something I said before, it's like fighting ain't really a career. It's an opportunity. And you just have to make do with it and know how to get what you can and get out. Fighting is not really something you can do, for a long time. And some of them don't keep the money and don't manage the money right. Yeah, Abby's she's 34 too. So yeah, I know she want to go ahead and have kids. So even her, you never know. Like, she might come back. So yeah, back to what Mojo was saying. Yeah, I think the Tough House would have been nice to have bantamweights because they have a lot of flyweights right now. So they would have been doing bantamweight justice by doing a Tough House with 135ers, man. Bantamweight Bellator, I don't even know if they have bantamweights really anymore, do they? They don't even support the bantamweights like that. Let's see. Wow. Hang on. Uh-oh. I was just reading something here. Trying to find this article. Was it an article or was something just Abula said on Twitter? Where she was just talking about hold on, she was just talking about I guess working right now since she's not fighting. Well, she's like a geologist, so man, I can't find it. Let me see. Where is it? Maybe I'll check her Instagram. Where I see it. Instagram. James said this tough might have been the worst one ever when it comes to drama. Apparently there was drama, but decided to cut it off. Yeah. Yeah, I talked about it in the video. Yeah, they cut a lot of it out, man. I didn't understand that. All right, let's see. I don't want guaranteed money. I want to work. I propose having an optional degree program where fighters apply to online learning, maintain a certain GPA, and assign to work for the UFC in some other capacity other than fighting. Okay, yeah, 4 days ago. Yeah, I'll do this in a video, but yeah, I'll do this in a video, but I just want to read through her tweets again. So yeah, Julie Avila said, I love being in the UFC. I love fighting for the fans and putting on a show, but it's a dog and pony show. I'm just as replaceable as anyone else on the roster, and fans will be none the wiser. That's the hardest pill to swallow. Oftentimes, you have to choose between having a career, being in a relationship, being a mom, or follow your dreams to being in the best fight circuit ever. Even then, sometimes you don't feel appreciated as a woman because you don't show skin or talk trash. Yeah, which she doesn't. Julie Avila really doesn't do that. So she said, fighter pay is great when you have a fight. I had 9 canceled fights 1 year, and since my injury, 2021, I had to get a job to make ends meet and have insurance to cover my pregnancy. I love being part of the UFC. It's a dream come true, but it is a temporary dream, right? I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, any of this stuff, anything in entertainment isn't permanent. And nothing is nothing is permanent. That's what I'm saying. Like, football players go through the same. Everybody will, because like all of that is like an opportunity. It's like a lottery. It's just like a lottery. Yeah, yeah, Brian. Julie Avila is a geologist. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this later because she had a bunch of tweets about this thing. She had a lot of time on her hand to get this stuff out, but it's yeah, man, the fight game is just temporary, and I don't think a lot of people need to put their eggs in one basket with fighting anyway. I mean, you could probably do that, I'd say more so with acting and music because it's not a hurt business, physical hurt business. I mean, if you want to take the chance to be an actor, yeah, you probably have to gamble and do it. Not everybody makes it, but you could do that. Like fighting, you you could get injured in camp or get knocked out in your next fight, suffer bad concussion, and never fight again. So yeah, you know, you can't really go into mindset and think it's something permanent. So I don't know when Avila's gonna come back. Maybe 2023. I know she had an injury and a baby now, so yeah, she definitely got to be working. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go through that more tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. About to jump off here and get some food here. James, I mean, 135 to me is not far from 145, barely existent. Someone else in the top 5 can fight. As meantime, yeah, it's as far as entertainment, yeah, I'd say it's not too far off because you have a lot of fighters, but they're inactive. Then you have a featherweight division, no fighters, so that's what makes it inactive. Vieira should get next title shot, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, Vieira. Let's see somebody different. Give Kayla Vieira the title shot. Make the fight in Brazil. Make the fight in Brazil, right? So yeah, about to jump off here, y'all. Like always, shout out to the chat. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. And yeah, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Next goal, we'll try to get to 2,000. It's steady staying in the 1,000 this time. Last time it took a couple away, but now steady on 1,000 now. So appreciate everybody that subscribes, comes in and tunes in. Always talking some good conversation over here. But yeah, I'm gonna probably jump on tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. But until then, Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.